Oh yeah. Okay, I've got some tings I gotta do. So I'm gonna make a list here because we're at that point where a list might be just what we need. Boom. Gondola to-do list. So, what do I gotta do? I gotta file the cable clamps. I'm thinking, so everything I need to do in here. Install blue trap door. Cable clamps, blue trap door. Clear table. I'll clarify what I mean by that shortly. I think that's it for like inside stuff. We really don't have a lot to do inside. We don't have a lot to do inside. Okay, so that's inside. Outside. Add ramps to cable crimps. Install the 3 gondola. I think gondola plural is gondola. Honestly, not too sure. Honestly, not too sure. Install the 3 gondola. And then we're going to send. Oh, fix mid tower 1. And then we're going to send the 3 gondola down the hill. Stop just before the station. This is key. So once I do that, I'm going to remove the chain, the drive chain. It's the only chain, but I like to call it the drive chain. So basically what's going to happen is I've got to do all this stuff at the top station here, send the gondolas down so that I can assess how the gondolas, with all the extra weight now, with the 3 gondolas on there, assess how that approaches the station. And by taking the chain off, I'll be able to manually move it at the bottom so I can really see how the gondolas approach the station, and I'll be able to install the shelf and the sidewalls appropriately. So, oh, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, okay. That's fine. Thank you. I love you. Outside bottom station. So once we get to the bottom, we're going to install shelves. We're going to install sidewalls. And we're going to install trigger pins. Gondole! 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 What's up, Aaron? Okay, so this is our plan. Once we do this, we can do the big test. We are at the point in this build where after today, I think we can start trapping mice. Which is pretty exciting. Oh. Install trigger pins. Line base with grass. By the way, we got rain last night. I walked out this morning and everything was wet, which is amazing. No rain today, though. So it's going to dry up again. But I'm hoping that had some effect on the surrounding fires and has made a difference. But we'll see. So this is our list. Let us start. Wait, how can I do this? What's the cool way to do this? I'm going to set up a new screen here. Okay, we'll just go like this. So now you can see mostly me, but then you could still see the little to-do list here that we've got, and I can theoretically scroll through. File the cable clamps. Yeah, we could potentially start. I got the security camera set up and it works well. I do want to clean the coop a little bit because it's a little bit on the messier side, and I want it to look nice. I want us to look like professional chicken people. I just got to grab a file from outside. Ooh. What's this? Yes, your dog can ride the gondola. Crystal Mountain Resort is dog friendly all summer, from the trails to outdoor dining. Pair it with a stay at the Quicksilver Inn or Alta Crystal by Gravity House for the full weekend. Oh, that's so fun. I love that. I love that. That's very cute. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba. So, simply, we only have 2 of these to do. Oh, the other thing I got to do is figure out a phone mount, but I think I'm literally going to just see if I can, like, tape my phone. Actually, that'll be fun. That'll be fun, actually. That'll be a fun thing to do. Let's plan that in here before we go outside. I'll explain shortly. I'll write it on the list. I'll write it on the list here. Test phone camera angles. Okay. This one's being A little bit harder than the last ones. Are you ready for your gig? How are you feeling? All prepped? You make yourself a thin board with a hole for the phone camera. You could use a little mirror brackets, like mounting a mirror to a closet door to hold. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. I have like a little like gorilla clamp thing that I might try. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about that. And I have like multiple days to figure that out. Nice! Oh, the printer didn't fail on you? That's so good. I find 2D printers way more complicated than 3D printers. Why is this being so difficult? Okay, I'm going to do this down here where you can't see it, but I'm just going to add some real power to it for a second. Ow. It's really not filing as good as the other. What happened? Maybe there's a part of the file that's better than others. I mean, that's probably fine, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Let's do this next one. Still kind of struggling to figure out this next video. A little bit of it does depend on how well this does. Like, if this totally bombs... if this totally bombs, I'm going to have to reconsider some things. Might need to... I might need to make some life changes. But I wanna think of better videos, or more videos, better than my previous ones. Second, 2D printers seem to have attitude problems sometimes. Okay, fine, I'll print the 67-page document, but you get it on landscape, you fool, with half the content cut off. Oh, you wanted to cancel that? Nope, you're gonna have to unplug me and yes, exactly. Why does it do that? And why do I need magenta? Why do I need magenta to print this black and white document? pretty good. I could do a tiny little bit. Oh, nice. That's a good job. My, you'll meet a lot of cool people, I think. My dad's, like, pretty good friends with his piano tuner as a result of him tuning our piano, or tuning his piano, for a long time. That's good for me. Okay. So that's done. File. The cable clamps is done. Install blue trap door. All right. Let's go grab the blue trap door. Okay. So, let's pop this bad boy out of here. Oh my god, thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. Okay, grilled cheese break. Grilled cheese break. Let's just do this quickly. I don't have that grilled cheese. Ooh. The other reason I wanted to reprint these trap doors is they kind of warped when I printed them originally. And I didn't really like the finish on them. And also, I mean, mostly for the storage, for the weight, the counterweight though. So the original one, you know, it kind of had this weird warpy thing that happened just because this is a long, thin stretch. It didn't really print that good. So I added a brim. Now it prints great. I took away this. This was originally where I was going to put the peanut butter. But I realized it doesn't need that at all. Because I'm going to put the peanut butter on the actual thing. So reprinted the door and it's perfectly straight. I also made it thicker here without adding any weight. I just made it thicker so it's a little more stable. And of course we have the sealed side with the hole here that I can add a little cap. That they communicate so fast with the computer that 95% of print jobs are already in uncancelable. Every color printer at least also prints micro dots on every page so police can trace ransom notes. Wait, is that true? Is that like a requirement if you're a printer company? You need to have that? This is news to me. I did not know any of that. I gotta stop printing my I gotta start printing my ransom notes on my 3D printer now. I'm not so allergic to peanut butter that I can't like apply it to stuff. I just can't eat it. But I also, it's fine because I'm gonna be kind of like, I'll be treating the traps like I'm allergic to the traps already anyways, because they're gonna be gross and covered in mouse. Oh no, I've messed this up. I messed this up. I was holding the wrong side. Now the tab won't go in. The traceability microdots thing is legit true. I don't have a source at the moment, but you could look up. Okay, well, that's... Well, I'll ask Steph. She's the true crime person. She might even already know this. So what did we learn here, folks? Ransom notes. Write them on a 3D printer. I don't think they have microdots. That's just another benefit of 3D printers. Oh. Oh, that's funny. We do some weird stuff on here. We do some weird stuff on here. Okay, so I think I did 10. I've only got 4 here. Let's pop those in. Not nearly enough. Do I got more in here? Ah, there's something sharp in my shoe. There's been something sharp in my shoe since yesterday. I love it. There's been something sharp in my shoe since yesterday. And I can't find it, and I don't know what to do. I thought it was my sock yesterday, but now I've determined via new socks that it's not a sock issue. Is this screw too long? This screw's too long. One of the coolest things I just realized about 3D printing, and something unique that I think you could maximize is I just made it thicker without adding weight. Right? It's so useful. It's such a useful thing. It's the whole infill thing, right? I'm just tossing little screws in here. I gotta do one more, I think. Is one more worth? Can always change it. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. And now we've got our little threaded cap. we screw that on. Nice. Done. And this one stays on pretty good for some reason. So this one will be much easier to operate. Okay, so, oh, I gotta add one thing. So install blue trapdoor, I gotta add something. Okay, so what's next on the list? Oh, eat this grilled cheese. Okay. We're gonna have to start thinking about this video. Oh, you can do that? Oh yeah, I guess you can do that. What's on the curriculum for today? I was just gonna ask if you were gonna go to the gig, or if you had some other plans. Oh, so you could cram those 180 days in a row, and then. Oh right, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, you could cram or stretch them. If you do more than 180, does that take away from the following year? Like, could you theoretically do 2 years in a year? All right, we're almost done here. 3rd grader has math and language arts. 6th grader has to do some homework from his outside classes. Practiced did piano. He did math yesterday. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Yeah, I think we want to do some sort of, I don't know if, yeah, I guess homeschooling, which is like, I really hope I can facilitate that, because I'd love to teach. My dad was a teacher. He's retired now. But naturally he taught me a lot of stuff too, and I always loved that. Felt like I learned more from him than in school. You can do that in high school. Some kids do. Our 9th grader has a heavy workload this year to free him up to take college and high school classes simultaneously. Wild. um called dual enrollment. He could knock out almost all of his college gen eds. That's crazy. Variable density feels like it could be a concept explainer video or something. Questions for the future. Can you vary the density of the material enough to make something float or sink in water? Could you, for instance, print the bottom of a vessel, put a lead weight in the middle, then resume printing? Okay. So, variable density, that's a really good experiment. I wonder, like, is PLA, if you just printed a solid cube of PLA, I don't actually know if that floats or sinks. I don't know what the buoyancy of that is, but you could definitely vary the infill density. to change how dense the it would be per volume. But yeah, I don't know if a solid PL. I think PLA is probably more dense than water, so a solid PLA brick would sink. But you can 100% print the bottom of a vessel and put a lead weight in the middle and then resume printing. That's actually something you might want to do for like encapsulating a nut or encapsulating a magnet. Oh. Thank you. I didn't ignore them. That would be cool. I feel like Mark Rober's probably already doing like exactly that. Okay, I'm almost done this. Sorry, I'm eating. I need that fuel because we're gonna get stuff done today. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Oh. Yummy. Okay, wait. Grilled cheese is done. We got to add a line item. This one's ongoing, so I can't really check it off. But no, it's good. I need it. Opossums. I feel like they're professional in their own way. Okay. I love that. I love that. Okay, so we're actually gonna go to this camera mode. All I have left is clear table and test. Okay, good. Take care. Thank you, Aaron. I mean, it's gotten more attention than I originally thought it would. So that's already a win. Okay. Let's test out some camera angles, and I'm gonna do this with y'all. This is gonna be actually quite fun, I think. So turning on continuity camera, and then we're gonna try camera 2. Hang on, what's happening here? Oh, okay. Okay, so this feels really zoomed in. So let's see if I can zoom this out. The audio might have changed dramatically right there, I think. So, because now it's, oh my gosh. There we go. So, like, ultimately that angle would be amazing. I just don't think that's actually going to be doable. Something like that would be pretty good. I mean, like, that would be great, but that would be so hard to achieve. Because the reality is, unless it's directly attached to the gondola, it's gonna like change angles like this and like be all over the place if they're not on the same thing. You know what I mean? I could theoretically add. Hmm. I mean, that would be a fun angle just like that too. Just like super right in there with them, basically. Top down could work as well. Oh yeah, that's screwed on. Yeah, I definitely will just do a few shots where I'm walking down with it. And then maybe in post I can even just lock onto the gondola. I might have the drone coming. We'll see. My drone buddy was in was out of town, so he's back now, but he's very busy, so we'll see. So we'll play around with that. I think it's really going to be. I think we're really going to be able to see kind of the angles we want once. It has some. Anton's not the drone buddy. It's my friend Carlos. He's actually my oldest childhood friend. We've been friends since he was like, we lived on the same street and we were best friends since I was like 7. And then he moved to the Okanagan, and then I didn't see him for quite a while. I think I visited him once in like a few years, but then I moved there, and now, I mean, we still don't see each other too often because we're not like neighbors again, and he's a very busy boy, but we try and hang out as much as possible, and so it's always a pleasure. I'm going to, man, I think I might have like an ear infection or something because like my ear hurts. It could be a pressure thing. My eardrum just feels weird. I don't know. I'm not gonna not gonna think about it too much. So the last thing we got to do in here, so we tested phone camera angles. They're fine. They're fine. I'm going to check off drinking water as well. So I got to clear this table. I'm going to bring you over. So I'm going to pop the HDMI out. Okay. I'm going to pop the power out. I'll just take this out as well. So I got to clean up this side. And the reason I'm doing this right now is Steph might be helping me. I got to clear this table out and get it. It's screwed into the wall over there. So I got to unscrew it. Because this table will be our topographic map for the video. And so she's going to paint it. And then we're going to paint on, like, the sort of the birdhouse lighting. Yeah. We're going to paint on the layout of the land. And then I'm going to use that to describe things in the video. So I've got a lot of just like random things here. I should have brought a garbage bag. Oh, that was a grasshopper just chilling on my hand. I'm gonna grab a garbage bag. Yeah, you know, just like it'll be like, I think we'll do like green, and then we'll do the lines that show sort of the different layers of the land, and then I'll paint. We'll paint little boxes for like the chicken coop and stuff like that. Let me go grab a garbage bag because that's gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge for this. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a garbage bag. Woo! 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 Okay, wait. Boat, what up? Has Jeff ever made a map before? I don't know. I'm sure I have. Like a little treasure map. It doesn't have to be accurate, like, at all. In fact, I probably won't make it perfectly accurate because I don't really want people to, like, be able to cross-reference it on Google Maps or whatever. So I'll make it. We're gonna make it dramatic. So it's like, so it serves the story more than the accuracy is concerned. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Hey. Let's get some rid of this stuff. Hey. Let's get some rid of this stuff. Wait, oh. God, yeah. It's so nice to have a garbage bag in here again. I missed you, garbage bag. Why did Boat, you seemed excited about the map though. Are you a maps kind of guy? Okay. So I've got cardboard here. Maps are neat. Maps are neat. This actually fits. Does it fit perfectly now? Please. No. Come on. Come on, that would be so cool if you fit perfectly in here. Oh yeah, that'll do for now. That will do for now. It surprises me 0% that both. oh yeah. I like a map. I'm not like. I wouldn't call myself a map guy. I wouldn't call myself a map guy necessarily. You know what? I'm gonna put the laser module, which I took out the other day and honestly don't. Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna put the laser module back in the box because I honestly probably won't be using it too much. But it is a nice to have sort of deal. By the way, the laser module, like the laser works really well. And it took me like 3 seconds to take it apart and go back to printing mode. I thought it was going to be this whole thing where I'm like, oh, now it's in laser mode. It's going to be really annoying to get it back to printer mode. Not the case at all. That was surprising to me. That was surprising to me. It also has like a plotter, like a cutter, but I haven't tried that yet. Okay. What do I do? I'm just gonna throw all the material in there, kind of arbitrary for now. I gotta figure out a better material situation. Material storage is something I heavily think about and appreciate, but have zero examples of a functioning solution. Okay, so these are the 2 tables. So we'll keep this in here as well. Arbor. Wait. Wait, what is this? Cardboard, I guess. Crilly. Garbor. Okay, I've got this little box. I'm gonna throw all of this. Look at this little guy. He's all right. He's all right. Be free here. There you go. For laser module, yeah, I'm just gonna put all of this laser stuff in here. In this box. This honestly is garbage, but well. Okay. I'm kind of cleaning everything up because I got to make this whole thing look decent. If you really want to throw people off, you could use this as a topographical reference. It's close enough. Ooh! Yeah, that could work. That could work. Yeah, I'm just gonna like do it. I think I'll just do it by memory. Like I'm not gonna look at a map of the property. I'm just gonna do it by memory. And maybe make some creative decisions to throw people off, but this corner, I guess. Might actually bring that inside. Okay. I think I can, like, there's a lot of stuff under this table, but realistically, I can leave that under the table. I think. Is kind of supposed to be here, but it doesn't kind of fit there anymore. I'll just put this down here, I suppose. Put this here, I suppose. That's actually kind of useful. I might reinstall that at some point. Little birdie can go there. Ooh, more tools. Okay. Hand tools, drills, and pliers. I don't understand how stuff gets inside my shoe while I'm inside. We've got this stuff, I think most people call it cheat grass. It's like super invasive, and it's got these little spikes, and just destroys my life. Just destroys my life. And they get in my shoes, ruins my day, destroys my life. Okay, cardboard box. Goes back there. Drill, 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 drill. Are the leaves really sharp edge too? Asking because I think I might have the same grass type. Yeah, look up cheat grass. That's what it is. There's a bunch of different names for it, but that's what I've been calling it, and what most of the people around here call it. Apparently, the key to getting rid of them is having goats, but they're too mature, too spiky. Cheat, cheat. CHEAT. So come springtime next year, we're going to send the goats out, and apparently they love eating this stuff. And when they eat it, they consume all the seeds and digest them, so they can't be so they can't spread. And so that's the key. We didn't have the goats early enough last year, this spring. So now that we got them, that is the plan. That is the plan. Okay, so this table is now free. However, I've got like this sucks. I have one in my shoe and it keeps stabbing me. But when I put my hand in here, oh, I found it. Yeah, this stuff. Well, there's like cat hair on it. These little seeds. They just stab at anything. I'm so happy I found that. That's been driving me crazy for 2 days. Okay, got a lot of random stuff back here that I gotta find a home for. My Arby's press. It kind of does look nice, and like that's what, when you look at the hills around here and you see all that like golden hills, that's what it is. It's really bad for dogs. Like dogs, it's a problem. It can be a real problem for dogs. So people around here hate this stuff. It's extremely annoying. So here's the plan, right? I need this table to basically... It's so wobbly. I gotta take this off. Oh my gosh. The other day we have a catio and I walk, it's just our patio, but we fenced it in. And I bring the cats in every night. And for about a week, there was one spot in the catio I walk out there without my shoes on. And for about a week I would step on the same thing and it would stab my foot. And I was like, why do I keep stabbing myself? Too lazy to investigate. And then when I finally did investigate, there was a thumbtack underneath the carpet out there. I was just stepping on a thumbtack for multiple days in a row. Okay, so here's kind of the situation, right? So we'll paint this, and then for the video, I will be able to show the strategy of the mice, which I have all the little model mice, right? And so we'll have like a million of these on there. Table is clear, ready to be painted. I've been wanting to paint this for a while anyways. So I think it'll be cool to have a little model. Right? So that's ready to be painted. Have you considered tiling the tabletop to... Oh, tilting the tabletop. I was thinking about actually like cutting out layers, so it could have some physical layers to it, but I want to be able to, basically when I paint this table, I want to be able to use it after as a regular table. So I'm just going to do a 2D design on top. And I think it'll be cool to just always have that topographical thing on this table. But that's it. That's it. I'm going to hang a whiteboard or a cork board up. That's going to be in the background. And then I'm going to be pinning a giant drawing of the gondola. Like a blueprint looking thing. Got a lot of plans. We're going to go through all of that next week. Next week is big filming. Big film days. Something like putting bricks underneath 2 legs. The problem is I've got all of the little mouse guys that are going to sit on here. And so I don't want them to roll off. Because they're almost like little balls. And part of the video is me smashing them with a hammer. So when I smash them, I don't want them all to fall off. Okay. This isn't a ski lift. So I think like the main angle is going to be like maybe like from here. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure all of that out. I'm going to do some set dressing. Okay. Table is clear. I will let her know. She can start painting that. So, now we're going to go outside. I'm going to grab my laptop charger. Do you have a dog? We have one, but he's an old little chihuahua. It's cloudy today. So I gotta grab a gondola because this can't travel the gondola without a gondola on it. So my first goal... Oh, there's still something in my shoe. Oh, it's in my sock this time. Nice. I used to have a dog growing up, but the 3 kids are... Yeah. Okay, sounds good. So... First goal, I need to get the splice section up here so I can add those little cones we printed. Okay. Maybe tack up a white sheet or drop cloth under the frame to make the gondola stand out and also hide a little more of the surroundings. Yeah, I might end up doing that. Oh. The chain came off again, which is okay. I'm gonna manually do this. I actually was gonna take the chain off anyways. I don't know why the chain just came off there, but I'm gonna manually do this so I can be a little more cautious, a little more careful. Actually, nah. I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. We're going to just put the chain back on. It doesn't like driving in the backwards direction, so I'm not too worried about it, because once we get this all working, I probably won't be driving it in that direction much at all. clean. Okay, here's our couplers. Okay. I think we have 35 chickens. I actually don't know the exact number because we keep acquiring them. Maybe, okay, and then are you sure the thing in your shoe and not your sock? Also, if you need some kind of lubricant to mitigate the squeaking. I got the thing out of my shoe, and then I got another thing in my sock just now. I think the shoes, I think my foot problems, my foot stabbings are solved. My foot stabbings are solved. Now, let me grab the little cones and some tape. And we're gonna switch our camera angle so y'all can see this. No. What? Nice. Look at that shot. That's pretty good. Nice. Okay. So, I'm going to take this tape off. This tape ain't doing me no good. This is harder to remove than I thought it was going to be. Just gotta get it started though. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's not all of it, but it's a good start. Fill in my pockets with a little tape residue. Love that. Okay. So these are the little balls, right? They're actually a lot bigger than I thought they were. I'm a little concerned that my little cones are not big enough. Oh, the mountains are the best part of living here for sure. Ooh, yes, mountains. Wait, what? Which one? I might actually go and print fatter ones of these because I think I... Really? 7 hours? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I think I might go ahead and make this bigger because I really wanted the red to scale up into the diameter of this. But the red's a little small, as you can see. I mean, it's probably gonna be helpful just like this, but I don't think it's gonna hurt to just print something a little bit bigger than that. So, what do we do? Let's just do this really quick. I'm not even gonna plug anything in. We're relying on battery power for everything right now, but that's how quick this is gonna be. That's how quick this gonna be. That's how quick this gonna be. I hope. I hope that's how quick. Bop. Bop. That's a safe place to put this glass thing. Bop. Okay. Load. Okay. Okay. Let me quickly run and go measure the actual diameter, because it's not what I thought. Okay, so we're averaging about a 9 mil diam. Oh. We're averaging about a 9 millimeter diameter. Where is that? Trap door. Isolate. Unisolate. Boom. I thought that looked a little small now that I'm looking at it again. So where is that feature? Where did we do all of that? No, that doesn't make any sense. I gotta start labeling stuff when I'm working on this stuff. Okay, I don't see it. So let's go to our sketch. Okay, there we go. So it was this sketch. Yeah, 6.35. So we want to make that 9 mils. Boom. Okay. Finish. And is it going to adjust our cone? It's going to do all of that. Yes. Does it all automatically. I think I can make them longer though. So what did we decide here? Let's go longer because it's flexible. It can handle it. Great. And now we've got our new cone body. And we will save as mesh. Okay. Bigger cone. Pop on over here. Prepare. Why you always lagging? Why are you using Jeff as a punishment? No. I mean, I think I'm honored, but I don't want to be a punishment. Or do I? Is that kind of cool? Is that a cool thing to be? Okay, bigger cone. Auto. We want 4 of these. We're going to slice them. No spelling, no chickens and gondolas. Sorry, kid. Okay, 25 minutes. What do I do for 25 minutes? I already cleared the table. The table's clear. We're being way too efficient today. It's usually me trying to catch up to the printers, but right now, printer's got to catch up to me. I'm gonna pull this bun down. I've had this bun in since yesterday morning. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it feels so much better. Okay. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I'm not allowed to go short hair, but I think I could go shorter than this. I think this is practically a hazard. I mean, I could tidy up this section a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. I heard you were forbidden. For this, I should probably grab my phone. I feel like you could spare 4 inches or so without getting in trouble. Yeah, that's well, and my wife's actually a hairdresser, so she's she'll make the calls. I'll let her do it, but she agrees that it's getting a little out of hand. I gotta order those moving. Let's talk about the video for a minute. Phone should be fine. Phone's just sitting out there. So we could talk about the video for a minute. So basically, I'm going for a bit of a dramatic intro. Started to try to do. Wait, can I pull this up though? we can start a new thingy. And I can go here. Okay. So, Gondola video. So the intro is going to probably be like some close-up beauty shot of the gondola starting its journey. You'll see the mice inside and me in the background at the controls. And then voiceover kicks in. I hate mice. So the thumbnail's gonna be a picture good enough where you can see the mice in there. I might not actually take the thumbnail picture with the mice actually in there and just add the mice later in Photoshop, just so that I can make sure I get the angle right. I don't really want to have a bunch of mice sitting in these things while I'm trying to find the right angle to take the picture. And the thumbnail, obviously, it's one frame, so I can really spend time making that as good as possible in post. And then I want it so that the frame pauses. So I want it so when the viewer sees this gondola thing in the thumbnail and the title's something like evicting mice, or like I built a 250-foot gondola for mice or something. I don't know the title yet. We're going to try a bunch of titles, I think. I'm going to workshop it with the YouTube. As soon as somebody clicks it, and then frame pauses, voiceover kicks in, I hate mice. And by throwing in that I hate mice line, all of a sudden, we're pulled into the drama of the whole thing. This isn't just a guy that built something for mice. This is a guy that built something for mice because he hates them. And so all of a sudden it becomes story. Security cam footage of mice being creepy. And then the dialogue would be something like, especially this species, the North American deer mouse. And so this, just for some reference, I had this intro kind of planned from the beginning. And I did mention this to my YouTube. I think it's still good, but I'm willing to change it and stuff. So I just wanted your opinion, because originally I was going to go, especially this species, the North American deer mouse, and it'll be security camera footage of these mice. And then it'll be a shot of me in nature, walking towards camera, cougar, and then the shot pans down to the ground where a tank has a couple mice in them. I kneel down behind the tank and say, so where I live, we have cougars, coyotes, and bears, and yet these little guys scare me the most. 2, news coverage of hantavirus outbreaks. Quick and dramatic cuts between different coverage. And then it'll go to shot of me donning, and then I'll say something like, now maybe I'm being a hypochondriac. I don't know how to spell hypochondriac. Oh, I almost had it. Now, maybe I'm being a hypochondriac, but I'm tired of treating every day. I'm tired of treating like a biohazard something or something like that. But I'm tired of treating everyday tasks like I'm going to work treating everyday tasks like a biohazard risk. This is all out war. And then I enter the chicken coop after sliding the respirator over my face and shutting the coop door behind me. The coop door is labeled chicken. Like they could kill me? Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, this is all-out war. And then I enter the chicken coop, shutting the door behind me, which will reveal revealing the coop door is labeled chicken coop. And then we're going to do a match cut of the chicken coop label on the door with the chicken coop label on the topographical map. So you could see, you could kind of picture that. I walk in, I shut the door behind me, the door is labeled chicken coop, and then it'll fade into a different label of chicken coop, but it'll actually be the one that frame zooms out to reveal the topographical map littered pieces. Totems? I'm going to call them little totems, I think. With the little mouse totems. And so then from this point on, I'm going to be acting like some sort of war general or something, describing how this landscape is littered with mice. They've been here before. They've been here. They've always been here. And they're always going to be here. So there's nothing about the little mice throughout the fields. The problem is that now that we've set up base here, the mice point, I will start sliding these little mouse totems into a pile on the chicken coop part of the map. And then I'll basically say, moving from the problem to tactics. Yeah, and I want to do it in a very visual way. And so this is kind of how the ball starts rolling, right? And then there's a part where I say, you know, the traditional way to get rid of these mice is to eliminate them entirely. And when I say that, I'm going to smash the mice in the chicken coop with a hammer. As soon as you get rid of one batch, more just move in. So I have to... Exactly. So... so there is like this whole, like, gonna get kind of like... It's gonna be a little bit of an allegory to things, but... I just want it to be really dramatic at the beginning. And I want it to be super visual. And then after I basically describe, like, so I need a way to get rid of these mice. Oh, and then I'm going to have a shot where I basically say, like, so I'm going to have to eliminate these over and over again, but my wife thinks that's going to have a negative effect on my soul. And I just think that'll be a funny shot of me just, like, hammering away at these mice. So I want to figure out a way that I can evict them without killing them. Yeah, just like, yeah, just tons of stuff like that to try and make it as like active. Hammer, a cat, toy, mouse. Here's what I got. Here's what I got. Hang on. Hang on. Oops, sorry. Here we go. So, here's what I got. So this is the table. We're going to paint this table like a topographical map of my property. And then I've got these 200 little mice that I printed, right? And so originally, or at the beginning, there's just going to be a bunch of these on the table. And these are hollow, so when I smash them with a hammer, they explode. But I'm going to have, like, the whole push stick thing, so I can, like, show the movements of the mice. So I just want it to be, like, that super cliche trope of, like, generals standing around a war table. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Wait, where'd my chat go? I might do that. I could even print big ones. Yeah, the push stick thing is going to be absolutely mandatory. Bonus if it squeaks. I'll put a squeak in after. Infinite recursion is fun, yeah. And I can just keep printing these too. It was so funny to print. I've never printed like 200 of something. So that was a fun little experience. But our cones are almost done. So that's kind of what I have planned for the intro. I think it's, and then if I need to like cut it shorter, instead of doing the whole like, you know, where I live we have cougars and tigers and bears, I could just be like, I hate mice, especially the North American deer mouse, and then I can just cut right to the news thing. So there's ways that I can really shorten it and make it really quick, but I like to kind of add a little bit more and then take stuff away later. I mean, it actually is a long print. To print 200 of them takes like 8 hours. But it takes up not very much filament, so I could just print a bunch more. I probably have enough filament to do another 200. But I think there's enough there right now. If I need more, I can just print more, but I think there's enough. What else? And then obviously, like, the video's gonna be a lot of the live stream stuff. But I have some other cinematic things. Like, basically, I want me going down the hill to be a big sort of hurdle that I have to overcome because of my hypochondria. And, like, I'm also scared of ticks. So I have this whole bit about, like, trying to avoid getting bitten by a tick while I go down there, and this whole sequence of me gathering all of these crazy tools and then just being like totally overwhelmed with it, and then eventually just like bailing on all the safety stuff and just going down there with one tool. And like, I just have this thought that having a long pour of model mice under the table like grain out of a sack would be really effective. Something to workshop with someone else. Yeah, yeah, and I'll film that. Ooh, that might be good. Um, so I have these like specific moments, and after the intro, it doesn't have to be so dramatic and cinematic. Picaridin lotion is the answer for ticks. I've never even heard of picaridin lotion. The lotion is superior to spray or gel. I've never even heard of this. Um, Luckily, the West Coast ticks are not nearly as bad as the East Coast ones, apparently. Like, they don't really have the same Lyme disease or alpha-gal syndrome issues that you guys have in the East. And I just, like, I never see them. Despite having so many deer, we have... So, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. But, like, there's kind of a few themes to this video. A big theme is, like, you know, I moved out here to be more in tune with nature, but it revealed some, like, hypochondria things that I have to sort of overcome. But I want to do it in a way that's not just me brute forcing other animals out of the way. I want to live harmoniously with them, right? So the hypochondria angle is sort of a more personal angle. And then obviously the living harmoniously with other animals and stuff is just like a broader sort of theme about how we can handle space, how we can handle living, coexisting with things. Got a lot of shots of nature, a lot of shots of different animals. We're going to have... I'll introduce a little bit of the wildfire thing because that's obviously that was another big sort of event that happened while this video was in the works. And just another thing that I am kind of scared about since moving into the country. Oh shoot. I'm sorry to hear that. It's it seems terrible. But it is it's just the reality of living out in the country. It's one of those things, right? Cones are just about done. I think they're basically done now, right? What are we at? 2 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, these cones are much bigger. So we'll go back outside. I'm going to need to charge my computer. My computer's at 64% now. Phone's still charging, I think. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys think of that sort of video outline plan. That's all I've got. The rest of it, I think it's really going to depend on the live footage. The rest of nature is fine. Yeah, ticks a pit of flames and other things that kill ticks. I don't know. Throw the list up again. Okay, wait. How do I do this now that I've got... Hang on. Basically the first 20 seconds of the video, I think, of the video making process on this intro. Lots of just live shots, and then I'll get close-up shots with B-roll with my camera after the fact. And then once we kind of lay out how the gondola came together, I can throw in the interesting gondola facts and the interesting engineering challenges. I want to be very kind of broad with it. That's kind of my goal. And then once we kind of have the layout, the proper shots that we want to use in the actual video, then I will go through and create a script that I can voice over to pull the story through. And then we're going to write 2 songs. I'm going to write a song about ticks. I'm going to write a song about a song for the actual first gondola test. Yeah, that's the most important part of any video, so I want to make sure that that part slaps, as the kids say. Okay, new cones. I gotta just separate the split point. Oh, they're mostly separated, actually. Okay, I'm gonna check that out in a minute. Let's go put these cones on. I gotta get my computer onto a charger. I'm gonna go do the cones. We're gonna go do the cones. We're gonna go do the cones. We're gonna go do the cones. Whoa, whoa. That sounded like a dog, but it was a chicken. It was a chicken. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Nice. Oops. There we go. Done with language. Oh, math. What do you like more, math or language arts, as far as like teaching? Okay. So we pop this on. It's actually kind of hard. There we go. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. We do it again. Oh, it's so nice. Loving that. Okay. It's actually pretty hard to get this on here. There we go. There we go. I think this is going to make a big difference. I'm a language ops. The language arts girly pop, but I can handle third grade math, AP, and his dad's civil engineer. are better with higher level math. Wait, your dad's a civil engineer? Does he know anything about gondolas? It's all the time I've had being underemployed. I can watch nice math videos where people are discovering interesting things, and then I never have to be tested on the information. Being a civil engineer is cool. Okay, so this is just like the simplest thing. Just throwing some tape around this. Unfortunately, it hides the nice red color, but the shelf makes this annoying. That ain't coming off. Wait, my dad was a mechanical engineer, but he did aluminum extrusion. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Aluminum extrusion is awesome. The poop czar. Thank you, and it works so well, this rail. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. All right, let's see. Let's see how this functions. It's actually probably not a very good view compared to just this one. So I'm just going to switch back to this. Okay. Let's get our thing plugged in, change direction. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ooh. Hang on. This one sprocket, the main sprocket, it's not really loving what I'm doing. The main sprocket kind of wobbles a lot. And I can fix it, but then it kind of just keeps going back. I think I just have to print something stronger for the top, but we can just do that later. It's fine for now. Okay. Ooh. Something is going so wrong here. It's like I had the chain tension too tight or something. It's going. You'll see the gondola coming up here in a second. No. Here she is. Nice. Come around. Beautiful. Okay, that felt kind of rough, but it works. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna mount all the gondolas now. So I think I want one of them basically like there. I'll do another one here, and then one on the back side midway. Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's just do that. It's time to mount the other two gondolas. That's the big question right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I've got a couple zaps straps. So I'm thinking second one here. I'm gonna put them on loosely. Actually, I'm just gonna take a measuring tape and see what's the distance between here. Okay, 69 inches. And so if I wanted to keep that spacing, spacing. What do I even do here? Oh yeah, that's right here. Marking that with my fingernail. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what we want. So then the next one, goes back here. I guess I could send this forward. No, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like all together. Okay, I think that looks pretty cool. Obviously you can't see them super clearly. But it looks pretty cool from like that angle. Oops. Like that angle, you know? Now, let's see if this even works. A backdrop would help. A backdrop would help. I just don't know how to do that in a way that doesn't just look like a sheet hanging in the background. Okay. First test to see if this kit can actually move this. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. Let's try it. Here we go. Oh, yes. There they go. I'm going to stop them before they go over the tower. Yeah. That's the thing. So I think I'm going to try taking an image of it and then seeing what I can do with it in post, if I can make them pop, because I do like seeing, obviously, the background. Okay, so they sink fairly considerably. Let's see if I can bring this back without breaking everything. The motor does not like to go in a backwards direction, so... Yeah, it broke. Chain came off. That's okay. That's okay. Let's get these back manually. It is harder to move this with all three of these on there. That is worth noting. Are they too close together? I think it's going to be okay. I can't really make them further apart than this because I need to be able to load the traps all at once. I don't want to have to like send it forward and then load another one. So I do think this is pretty much the car density we have to go with. I'm just going to take some pictures with my phone. What time is it? There's some good options here. Okay. Let's go fix that sprocket thing. And I want to get these pictures onto my computer so I can start thinking about this thumbnail. Yep. And then I gotta go down and fix a few things, or put the shelf on the lower station. Actually, let's just do it like that. The red strap that was there to hold something before, that is no longer needed, so I could take the red strap off. For a second, because I feel like this is pretty crucial. Pretty crucial. Select. Boom, 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 boom. Send to the MacBook. Okay. I'm going to change my screen in a second here. I just want to get this stuff loaded in. Okay. Yeah, I used that strap because I had to adjust the stand, and so I had to take apart some of the stand to adjust it, and so I just used that strap to tie something on temporarily, and then I never took it off. So what do we got here? We got this image. Okay, and also the aspect ratio is different than I was expecting. So that's something we're going to need to deal with. So obviously this image, this is a cool looking image, but it needs some much needed brightness, needs some much needed satch. So like that's one angle option. Then there's this one. Trying to get the gondolas more like against the sky. And once again, bring that brightness right up. Bring the vibrance up and the satch. Nice. Productive day. Yeah, this one's cool. It's a little bit on the... It is dark. Like, I think I can... This one's a little more clear to me, though, because you can see the 3 gondolas a little clearer. So that's an option, though. And then I was trying to get the controller in one of the shots. I wish I changed my aspect ratio. I forgot. So I kind of missing some features. Like, the interesting thing... Wait, can I go change the background? Is it going to be able to figure out... Oh, nice. Okay, so I can change the background. I can turn the brightness down on the background, turn the saturation down a bit on the background, take the vibrance out of the background a little bit, maybe pull some of the whites out. Nice. And then what if I do foreground? Is it going to let me do some color edits? Sharpness up, saturation, bring the brightness way up on this. Yeah, totally. We can definitely take more photos. Just wanted to get some idea, because I haven't seen this yet. I haven't actually seen this yet. Adjust. Let's pull the brightness down of the background. Pull the saturation a little bit down. Maybe the sharpness a little bit down. Oh, yeah, actually. Sharpness and clarity. Ooh, I didn't even think about that last time. Ooh, that makes it pop a lot better. Okay, let's do the same with this one. Background, adjust. Sharpness and clarity. Okay, I don't love this one. This one looks pretty good. Edit. Foreground. Let's make things brighter. Brighter even. Let's get the contrast. Let's take the contrast down, actually. Let's pull some of the highlights down. Shadows. And then let's bump the vibrance and the satch. But I want to pull the browns down a little bit. Kind of do that with this. How does that look? That looks bad. That looks bad. But I think we are getting somewhere. Okay, let's look at this one again. This one's... the background. Let's adjust. Pull the brightness down a bit. And pull the saturation down. Not too much. I actually like the blue sky. Let's change the temperature. Yeah, let's get a little bit more blue on that. A little bit more blue on that. And then let's adjust some of the foreground. Let's bring the brightness of that up. Bring the highlights down. This one does look really cool. This one does look really cool. I think I would just adjust, I would move it, like maybe pull this back so it's like slightly more on angle, and then the yellow one will be not, I don't like how these are like clashing together. So I can definitely adjust, like this, the layout of these is better, but this angle's cooler. And actually I could even have this on the wheel so that it shows it like almost front on. This one's pretty good too, actually. But you'll be able to see the mice in here, right? Like I can have a little mouse right there. I just don't like what's happening with... Okay, wait, let's do something a little naughty, right? We can do something a little bit naughty. It's not bad. It is a little unclear down here. I need this to stand out more. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at with the thumbnail thing. I'm liking where the direction is going. I really like that we're going to be able to basically do just a straight up image of this thing. I feel pretty confident about that. Oh, here's one that is kind of similar framing, but there is more of a gap. Real dark. So let's edit this. Adjust. Let's bring the brightness of this overall up, and then we're going to go with the background. Bring the brightness of this down. Bring the vibrance down. Bring the sharpness and the clarity down. Foreground. I actually want to deselect. Okay, perfect. Bring the brightness of this way up. Contrast down. Highlights down. Whites down a little bit. Pop that vibrance. Pop that sharpness or saturation. Give it a little bit of sharpness. A little bit of clarity. Ooh, that one looks quite nice. So I want to take this red strap off for sure and maybe move this wire in the background. Route it in a way that's nice. It is a little messy. There's a little bit too much going on. Oh, you know what the issue is? This background. Click. Yeah, this background. I want to pull the sharpness and the clarity out of it. That looks so bad. That looks so bad. But that is kind of what we'll do. We'll finesse that. And I'm going to keep trying to take pictures of this. I'm going to keep trying. But this looks, I think, interesting enough. Like, what am I looking at exactly? But at the same time, that is a gondola, right? Okay. So, aside from that, mechanical components, this is what I'm having all of the issues with. It's this top plate. This top plate keeps allowing this washer, or the sprocket is coming off the washer. So we're going to add a ring. I'm also going to print, I think I'm going to print this out of like some much harder material. Well, we'll see. Actually, PLA is probably good for this. Offset this by 0.5. And then we're going to extrude this down. The problem is the sprocket ends up kind of jiggling around in here, and then it pops off of the main washer. So we'll bring this down 1 mil. And then I want to bring this whole thing up an additional 1 mil. And we're going to call this sprocket, motor sprocket, mount stronger. So what's happening is the mount has kind of lifted a little bit. So hopefully this will make it a little bit better. Probably want to do this on the H2D. Let me just, I gotta clean the bed off quickly. Okay. Right, that's right. Let's make this. Oh. Sync, continue, overwriting, sync, okay. Change filament to black. And I want to go with concentric and 100% slice. 10 minutes. That's insane. So fast. Oh, I don't need the brim. Wait, what? What's a rib wall? No brim. print, send. So this is the part that the motor has a sprocket on it, and the sprocket currently is wobbling, and this is the part that bolts the sprocket onto the motor. And so I just added a little bit extra material so that it can actually squeeze the sprocket instead of because the sprocket originally had a little bit of wiggle to it, and so I think that wiggle allowed it to sort of like pull itself out, and it's caused that piece to sort of warp up. So by making this a little thicker, making it a little more beefier, hopefully we'll be able to get this to clamp that sprocket a lot tighter, and it won't move. Now I do have my PPSCF filament. If this doesn't work, I'm going to use that filament because that filament is like aluminum when it's in fact, let me go grab that piece off the gondola right now so we can take a look. I need, hold on, I think I have the tool up there. Okay, so this was the original one, and you can see how bent it's gotten. Now the issue is it works like this. So there's this piece that has this kind of pocket that goes over top of where the arm of the motor sits. And then I made this custom washer, which has these little notches that line up with the notches in the sprocket. Right, so it goes like that. And then this all sits together like this, like this. And then this piece screws through the motor, or into the motor, and that's what keeps this sprocket lined up. But you can see there's a little bit of a jiggle here. And so what we've done is we've added some extra material around the rim of this to actually push down on the actual sprocket part. And so what's been happening is the sprocket jiggles and then it kind of pops up, and it's been sitting like this. And so this has made it so that this ends up wobbling and then the chain comes off. So hopefully with this just simple adjustment, we'll be able to clamp this sprocket way harder and maybe actually keep this sprocket aligned. I have some, this is just PLA, and so it is bending, and that could be weather related as well. I have some other filament that I can use, some extremely expensive engineering filament that I can use in a worst case scenario. I just can't really include that in the video because that filament didn't come from Bamboo, it came from a different company. So but that's the plan. I'm hopeful this will work. It should work. The motor's got plenty of strength, and this is just a really good indication of how strong this motor actually is to be able to bend these parts. Now, one thing is I forgot I need a hole on this. I'm just going to drill the hole manually once this piece is done printing, but if I do have to print another one, I may as well model in this hole. So I'm just going to take some calipers and measure exactly where that hole lines up. Yeah, 12.3 mils probably. And how big is this hole? 4 mils. Okay, 24.6. Great. And then we want it at 4 mils. So if I have to print this again, the hole will now be included, so I don't have to drill it myself. But we will see. How is our print doing? It's so fast. Three minutes remaining. That's just insane. Ba 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 ba. Okay, let's get back to this for a second. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this to me? Okay, there we go. Really? No. Let's just. undo this. I'm going to edit. We're going to go click, and it's going to highlight all of that. So let's select that. Let me grab that little yellow bit. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Grab this guy. Grab this guy. Grab that. Can I get that in here? Nice. I guess we'll grab this cable too. Yeah. Great. And now we'll adjust this. Bring this brightness. Oh, that's the yellow. Okay, never mind. We want that saturation up. Let's bring this one down. Yes. Nice. Congrats. It's good updates. It's good updates. I do appreciate. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Okay, let's do a new chat. I got the first violin right now. On to violin 2, which is the one I'm playing. Exciting. Can you make this image look clearer and better? Let's just see what that does. We're going to wrap up pretty soon here anyways, because I got to head down the hill. I'm going to eat some lunch and then head down the hill and do a bunch of stuff down there. Oh my god, look at that. It even put a little guy in there. It made the wood look so much nicer than it actually is. That's like the difference. Can you put a few deer mice inside each of the gondolas? Have one inside the red car standing up against the glass. That's not bad. That's not bad. Remove the trees behind the red and yellow gondolas. I mean, that's so good, except the scenery is all wrong. That's so funny. That might work. Like, obviously that's not my exact. Can you try and keep the very distant background the same? I want that hill to stay. That looks good though, except it added some things. So, oh man, I should have made this out of like nice hardwood. That looks so good. Yeah, it's losing it now. This looks real nice. Real nice. Okay, so now with our new thing. So that was the old one. This is the new one. Oh, I guess I can use this. Hang on, I'm going to use this to line up the holes. And drill this. That's so funny. That's so funny. It sounds like my dad. He would do the same stuff. I'd probably do the same thing too if I was gigging still. Okay. So now no wobbliness at all. So I'm going to install this, but I am going to take a break. I'll just install it. It takes me 5 seconds. It's not really interesting. So I'm going to put this on and go have some lunch. And then I'm going to go down the hill. So it's going to be a while. I probably won't see you guys for the rest of the day, actually, I'm thinking. But tomorrow, I might do some tests off stream. And then tomorrow we are going to... I'll update you guys, and we'll actually start working on this video, I guess. I think we're at that point. So we do have to do a full test with the mice inside and everything like that, but I'm gonna try and get that all ironed out today so that by tomorrow everything works perfectly and it's just a matter of filming this video. Have a great... Alright, it is there a belt. I didn't have a belt yesterday, and these shorts I was wearing, they were so big, and I had to zap strap the belt. I had to zap strap them tight. Have a great gig. Have a good rest of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think I'm gonna stay off stream for the rest of the day, anyways, since you guys are busy. And then that'll let me just really focus on just... Not that I can't focus when you guys are on here. I actually do a lot more when you guys are on here. But it's a lot of it is happening down the hill where I can't even stream anyway. So I'm just going to put my head down, get that stuff done, get this gondola working. And tomorrow we'll touch base, and hopefully everything's perfect. Yeah, Zap Strap's not the most wedding type of apparel. I love that you're saying Zap Strapping, though, by the way. So that's where we're at. You might catch other people if you decide you want to stream again later. Yeah, but it's mostly going to be down the hill anyways, and probably by the time I'm done that, I won't want to do anything else today. So I'm just assuming that I'm probably not going to stream. If I have something to stream, I'll stream. But I think it's kind of convenient that that a lot of this stuff is going to have to happen off camera anyway. So we will touch base tomorrow. I will hopefully have this thing working perfect, and then we can start doing some tests, and we can start catching some mice. I don't think I'm going to catch mice tonight. I'll save that for tomorrow night. And so then on Monday maybe we'll send down our first set of mice. Quite excite. If the traps work. We don't even know if the traps work yet. So, appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a good gig. Have a good rest of the day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.